Hi everyone, today, we're going to take a look at the 5 best 6x8 speakers for bass on the market for this year. First we're going to show you our 5 best picks, then we'll talk about what you should look for before buying a best 6x8 speakers for bass. You can find timestamps and links to all the products we mention in this video down in the description below. Let's get started. You'd be surprised at how much a good audio system can help you enjoy your time in your vehicle. Whether you frequently drive long distances or have to deal with annoying bumper-to-bumper traffic, a well-tuned audio system can make or break your driving experience. Here we've 5 best 6x8 speakers for bass on the market if your current arrangement needs a bit of upgrade work.
Rockford Fosgate P16836x8 speakers. Everyone that has ever read any of my speaker reviews will know that I have a soft spot for Rockford. Not only do they offer superb sounding speakers, but they're also known for their reliability and their fantastic performance. These particular speakers are just like all of the other Rockford speakers I've had the pleasure of reviewing: well built, great sounding, and as durable as an 80s Volvo. The additional charm comes from the fact that you can install these in virtually any car with a sound system. They're just so adaptable. My Miata loves them, and after reading up on the reports of others, I've found that they fit and work just as well in any car, regardless of year, make, and model. They're not nearly as powerful as other options on this list, as their maximum power output is 130 watts per speaker, but they're 3-way speakers, meaning they generate sound from the woofer, tweaker, and the mid-range. That provides for the best possible sound on the market, and when combined with Rockford's familiarly affordable price tag, this might be the best bump for your buck. These speakers' clarity is fantastic, as their resistance is capped at 4 ohms, which is the industry standard for such speakers. I don't usually talk about modulation with speakers, and that's because most of the car speakers I've reviewed are 2-way sound speakers. With 3-way sound speakers like these, you can play with the equalizer and modulation to get the perfect sound. It took me no more than a couple of minutes to save a couple of presets for songs and genres I liked, and I'm sure that you can master this in no time at all. It's just so simple. Because of their relatively normal performance and frequency range, they don't require any additional equipment to run as smoothly as possible. They work on most stock stereos and most stock amps. All you need to do is replace your old 6x8 speakers with these and enjoy the additional sound quality, bass, and treble. Pros: 3-way speakers, superb sound, easy modulation. Cons: not as powerful. Infinity KAPPA86CFX 6x8 speakers. Infinity is a name that you don't see too often in any of my reviews, and that's not because they're bad. Don't get me wrong. These are near-perfect car speakers. They just suffer from one critical issue that makes them non-appealing to most people. Most Infinity speakers are expensive, and getting a pair for your car doesn't always work out too well. They don't work with all car brands and models, but when they do work, oh boy, will you know it. I got these for a surprisingly low price on a timed deal, and that's the only reason I had considered them in the first place. I was genuinely taken back by these speakers' capabilities, both in regards to their sheer output and the clarity of the sound. I test the sound in more ways than one, but I usually give most of my attention to how they sound to me, and these sounded just like a high-end pair of car speakers should. With a power output of 300 watts and a weight of over 5.5 pounds, these speakers scream quality, durability, and endurance, quite literally. If you're a person that likes to feel bees in their teeth, you'll love the bass that these puppies are capable of producing. Shattered eardrums, here we come. While these speakers are expensive, their remarkable features justify the price 10 times over. I didn't get a mere bang for my buck with these speakers, I got a sonic boom. Pros: superb sound quality, ear-wrecking bass, unprecedented clarity. Cons: slightly expensive. Pyle PL683BL 6x8 speakers. Pyle is one of the top manufacturers of speakers in the world today. Not only are they known for their trademark quality, but also for their quirky and user-oriented design features. This particular model shows quite a lot of promise from the moment you take it out of the box. When it arrived, the first thing I had noticed was the slick, sexy, and sleek body, which made me want to display them instead of hiding them behind the speaker box. Secondly, I was taken aback by the weight of these speakers. They are in no sense of the word light, which is a good thing. That means that they're composed of heavy-duty materials, something you expect from a manufacturer like Pyle. After reading up on these speakers, I've found out that they have a 40 ounces magnet structure, which explains their weight. I like that they have a butyl rubber surround combined with a polymer cone, as it shows the perfect ratio of durable materials without being too snarky, or expensive for that matter. Technicality-wise, these speakers do deliver an impressive sound. With a power output of 360 watts and surround sound capabilities, you can turn your meek sound system into a boomin' and bumpin' mean machine in no time at all. These speakers have a 70 Hz to 20 kHz frequency response range, which is quite impressive considering their affordability. Just like most Pyle speakers, these also have the 1-inch ASV voice coil, which ensures a fantastic, clear, and crisp sound. Pyle, while well known for their outstanding car speakers, is not known for their DIY-friendly design. While this product does come as a kit with all the mounting, screws, and grills, installing it could be a little tricky if you haven't done it before, and that's mostly due to the relatively shallow design of these speakers. These were one of the most affordable options on this list, but don't let their price tag fool you. Not only are these a fantastic option for their price, but they also exceeded my already high expectations. Pros: very affordable speakers, outstanding performance, quality materials. Cons: tough to install, lack of unique features. Pioneer TSA 6880 F6x8 speakers. Pioneer is the pioneer of music, sound, and deafening car stereos. If you've ever heard of any audio tech company, you've likely already heard of Pioneer. Without a doubt, this brand is one of the most popular manufacturers in this industry, and I do understand why. Consistency is the key to why Pioneer has remained on top of their game for over 8 decades, and their car speakers are just an ode to their quality and brand value. Sentiments aside, these particular speakers were just what I had expected from a brand like Pioneer and the price I paid for them. They were stern, sturdy, looked fantastic, and sounded even better. I don't think that you can much better look than a sleek Pioneer 6x8. Not only does the material composition of this speaker scream quality, but it looks very good as well. It has a power output of a staggering 350 watts, which is more than any reasonable music connoisseur could ever hope to have. Once you look into the technical terms, you'll find that these speakers have twin 11mm polyethylene terephthalate tweakers, which sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi flick. Sound-wise, I was taken back by these speakers. Nothing I haven't expected of Pioneers in this price range, but the sound was so clean and crisp that you could virtually eat off of it. These speakers have some pretty impressive bass, which is not too common with car speakers. One thing I have to note about these speakers is that installing them into my Miata for testing was an absolute pleasure. I've been testing car speakers for a while now and have a little set up for it, and I've gotten quite handy with the wiring and mounting, but these Pioneers are foolproof. Installing them was almost as pleasurable as listening to the highs and mids accompanied by the fat bass. Pros: bulletproof build, extraordinary highs and mids. Cons: only decent lows. Alpine Pair RS68 6x8 speakers. Are you the type of person in love with a potent bass, a sound that's so clear, and the modulation composition that seems like Ennio Morricone himself did it? I know I am, and if you are one of these people, you can't go wrong with this option. I've always heard tall tales that Alpine speakers were the best that the industry had to offer, but I hadn't expected them to be this good. The price, however, is almost as hair-raising as the sound itself, but that's okay. I believe that everyone should treat themselves to a decadent gift like this from time to time. On to the technicalities. These speakers have a power output at 300 watts, which makes them pretty standard. They're two-way speakers and have an impedance value of 4 ohms. Their frequency response is where these speakers shine, as it's anywhere between 63 Hz and 29 kHz. I genuinely, wholly adore the way that these speakers look and feel in your hands. They have just the right amount of weight and seem so sleek to the touch that they're practically irresistible. The material composition of these speakers is outright decadent. They're made out of virtually unavailable materials in other speakers, such as high-end hybrid fiber cone lining and silk dome tweeter. The lows are just as clear and potent as the highs, and the mids aren't half bad either. What takes me back with these speakers is the HAMR surround sound, which makes you feel like you're in an opera house, no matter if you're listening to hip-hop or death metal. I was looking forward to slick Alpine grills, but I didn't get any with these, which is a real bummer since they were so expensive. All in all, a killer speaker for a murdered out ride, if you can afford it. Pros: extraordinary materials, good modulation, great frequency response. Cons: very expensive.